I was wondering, like maybe what we can do is the conversation, if we can steer it more towards how do companies figure out the right balance of one solution all in one plus power of choice to kind of get the best of what will work for them for their specific business. Any insights on terms of how do companies, Matt, we'll start with you. How do companies
Well, you
balance
said
that?
you said it best. I mean, you guys looked at what are the problems we have, what do we need to solve, what is important to our team, and go from there. There are still, sometimes companies get allured by shiny objects, and you can't let that happen. Or you can't be sold because with private equity money becomes a lot of very aggressive salespeople. You don't want to be sold the wrong thing. That's why one of the things we did at ABC was develop partnerships with the right technologies, and not even just about the solution. Who are the companies that are looking to build partnerships and do a good job of investing in training and making sure that the contractors have all the tools they need to deploy that technology the right way. The other part of it is, our members have said that, like you were talking about simplifying. I mean, no one's got one app on their phone, but no one wants 3,000 either. It gets confusing. So this whole concept of integrations has really evolved in the last 10 years, especially the last 5. And I look at one of the greatest data points that we have is we award the best projects across the country. They're called our Excellence in Construction Awards. We have 335 nominated projects, and over 60% of those projects are under $20 million. 90% of those are using project management tools. So we have gotten to this point where there are technology budgets and companies are investing in really digitizing their solutions. And what I'm seeing is a lot of companies start with a project management solution and they look at what are the niche needs we have. If we want to do tool tracking or equipment tracking, we maybe go to a company like a Tenna or material tracking to a Kojo that may be a little more niche. But a lot of the companies are starting with, okay, how do we digitize a process and then go a little more niche from there? Because now that you have roughly 5,000 companies is my estimate, a lot of it is vaporware, but there's a lot of good solutions out there. I think you're allowed to, you can go more niche. Robotics is up to 13%. Safety technology is up to over 60%. And I love that everyone is investing in safety because I think that narrative has changed where not job site incidents are going to happen, but everything is preventable and we can do better by getting more data. The other thing, and not to go off on a tangent, but this is a really important thing in construction tech right now, is that drones. Drones are used by almost half of those companies I mentioned, but the drone landscape is changing. DJI Drones, which is a Chinese drone company, has a roughly 95% market share. Everything that we're seeing is telling the industry that DJI drones in the United States are probably not going to be a reality in the next 1 to 2 years. There's not a great alternative solution. So, there is challenges ahead that differ than just digitizing. We've got different challenges in technology in the future. That's just one that we're seeing right now and tackling. But I'm encouraged by the use of technology. I'm encouraged by more small, mid-sized companies are investing in not just buying technology, they're doing the training, they're investing in a culture to adopt it. So I think you saw a lot more just buying everything on, in the kitchen sink and hoping something sticks. I think we are now getting much more focused. And I mentioned the labor shortage. The last thing I'll mention is we are trying to get this technology in the hands of the future workforce. At ABC, we've actually equipped some of our chapters with immersive reality devices so that they can have custom experiences within the different trades. So we're trying to show that we are an innovative industry, and there's a lot to offer there.
No, that's great. I mean, you spanned all kinds of technology. I mean, it's just not software. It's not
Right.
digitizing software. I mean, in construction tech, it goes into drones, it goes into all kinds of like devices and tracking of things. And I mean, it goes into the physical world,
And they all
you know,
integrate.
and they all integrate. And so, yeah, there isn't one solution provider that's going to be able to do it all. And you wouldn't want to be stuck with just one,
Exactly.
right?
And one thing I've mentioned too is we spent the time, we built a whole website on technology integrations on just our approved partners, not all the many thousands of companies out there, but we made a website for ABC members that shows what technologies that we approve connect with each other and how do they connect with each other, because everyone has said exactly what you mentioned. They want less, but they want everything to talk and be able to communicate with one another, and allows, just a higher level of efficiency with your technology investments.
And that was huge for us when we were looking for software, is having the open API. Because maybe right now you have one software that works, but if you're growing and scaling, that's not the end. And having a system that has the open API to allow for integrations with things that you do use with your current tech stack has been huge for us. I mean, aside of getting rid of the archaic accounting, that was number 2 for us, is finding something that maybe we didn't continue to use part of the tech stack, but we wanted the ability to do so.
Yes.
And Sage had that for us, and we do have two I think 2 that we're using right now. TripLog, which is a mileage and expense tracker. Of course, the SCM integration. We're looking at the Salesforce integration. And that's huge for our teams that. Our business development team doesn't need to be in the construction module, but that data needs to transfer. It needs to talk between the two. And, that was huge for us when we were trying to figure out where we were going to go.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, this whole idea of putting something in place to automate specific workflows that are kind of core to your business, making sure that the APIs exist, that it's open, so that you can plug in those niche solutions, go deeper in certain areas where you need to, or some new thing that maybe it is a shining object, but maybe it's a really cool shining object that you want to try, you could just kind of plug in. So I mean, like that idea of future-proofing your technology platform by making it solid and adaptable and open, I think is absolutely key to what we do at Sage as well. I mean, we try to do the end to end, but we also know that we have to be open, because you need to be able to future-proof what you're investing in and know that it's going to take you into the future.
Yeah, and you have to be leery of anyone that tells you they can do it top to bottom. I have questions when they say that. Like, can you really? So
Yeah, I don't think we're doing drones anytime soon.
yeah, yeah,
Example.
yeah. So having a software company that's like, look, we know we can't do it all, but we're going to give you the ability to plug and play has been great.
Awesome.